Here we go. New episode, HirexFire. Joey, Yak, you got connected with me by dear friend, Mr. Jared Curry, and we're going to dive in how you got connected with him and some of the things that you do with him. But first off, where are you based in?
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. You didn't escape when they moved the Rams to LA?
Nah, brother. I'm so St. Louis, baby.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. Well, Joey, let's take it a few years back, man. Tell the audience, a lot of mine has never heard about you or doesn't know who you are. Who is Joey Yak? Like, why
Look. Joey Yak stands for you already know. And I'm gonna tell everyone, if you don't know by the end of this video, damn it, you probably never will. What I do is make edutaining content. Entertaining content in an educational way, because look, no one is on social media looking for what you do, what I do, what anyone does. They're there to escape reality. So my job is to make sure to help you get the attention that your business deserves, because it's not about being the best. It's about who can get the most attention. And that's why you and I are connected right now, is because Jared Curry, your boy, which is my boy too, it's like a little big brother. He's way younger than me, but the dude's knowledge and wisdom is absolutely insane for his age. And I'm sure he hates when people say the age game, but it's just real, man. The dude is a complete monster at business. But I do all his ads for Estate AI, and he realized really quick is there is no one doing what we're doing, and that's why he pays me thousands and thousands of dollars every single month to create 3 to 4 videos. I mean, he's made easily 200,000 plus and hasn't spent over 23 grand with me. So the dude's making a shit ton of return on investment, but we use music and we use actors and we use humor and we use what we got to do to edutain your potential customer. So as far as how I got started in this, is that where you want me to go?
Yeah, like how did you get here? I always like to know people's story, because I have a feeling Joey this is our first time ever talking for the audience. This was probably not the case 5 years ago or even 10 years ago.
Listen to this, bro. I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. I come from the music industry. In St. Louis at 9 years old, my dad, actually Nelly from the St. Lunatics, right? Nelly popped off and made St. Louis really big, and we seen Ali from the St. Lunatics. I'm 9 years old. And my dad would rap, and my dad rapped to him, and the guy was like, look, man, you're cool, but like your son, I was in the back seat, just getting it. And he's like, whoa, your kid is a star. I see Little Bow Wow, I see Disney, and like it planted a seed. Long story short, 10 years, I started building a real big buzz in the St. Louis scene, and throwing shows, 500, 600 people, making all the promoters money, because I didn't have no business mind. I was a little young buck, and like 14, 13 years old. And 10 years later, okay, I changed my name from Jay Fresh to Yak Boy Fresh, and we really started buzzing. It was more like a party life. And I get a call from Ali. I just had my daughter at 19 years old, and Ali's like, dude, do you know who this is? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I've been watching you the whole entire time. I want to sign you. Which I just want everyone to know, man, that a lesson that I got from that is you never know who is watching, and no one is watching until you give them something to watch, right? I didn't, we lost touch back at 9 years old. And then at 19, he's been watching me the whole time, but I wasn't doing it because he was watching. He was watching because I was doing it, right? So I got to deal with him. I thought I got the job as the manager, bro. Really, I got the job as the janitor. I was young, naive. I talk about my dad. At around 13, my dad hit the crack pipe and was out of my life, like gone. 15 years later, he blinked and he was like, came to reality. He was like, damn, like I wasted my whole entire life. He got remarried, had other kids, crazy stuff. And music was my therapy. I got that deal, right? I was naive, young, immature, with no role model. It is what it is. I'm 30 now.
How old were you when this happened?
That was 19 years old when I got my deal. So I got my deal at 19. Okay. 8 months later, I left that deal. I was selling weed out of my mom's basement to pay for child support for my daughter. And I got new management. I was like, fuck it. I'm about to really go. I can't believe like this opportunity isn't going. And I got independently recognized by Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know if you know who Bone Thugs and Harmony is. Yeah. So Crazy Bone, Meet Me at the Crossroads. It's the first of the month. Huge legendary rap group. So Crazy Bone's like, look, heard about the kid. If he can come to LA tomorrow, we scraped up some change, got to LA, 4 songs I showed him, which led to us 10 hours in the studio creating a song called Scraping the Sky, which is Yak Boy Fresh's Crazy Bone Scraping the Sky, which led to a music video, which led to a nationwide tour buses. I ended up in Hollywood. Like, I'm doing it. Thinking I'm about to be the next Justin Bieber, bro. Like, I'm doing the damn thing. And what I realized quick is with me not having a foundation, I was living everything on the outside, but on the inside, I was just lost. I didn't know who I was. I told people I was living off AA batteries, Adderall, and alcohol. And, alcohol was my true demon, dude. And you know, in about 2 years into me being in Hollywood, I felt what was God, man. And I was running from it, but I felt it for like 18 months. And it was like, go back home. This, like, you know, you're flying first class on a guilt trip. You're away from your daughter. You're just like your dad. I'm running from being my dad, but I was really running being him because I was running. And I went back. I gave it all up, man. I gave music up. I said, fuck it. I'm done. And I went back home to St. Louis. 6 months later, like, a lot of alcohol was happening. And June 30th, 2016, still to this day, you know, I said, if I want to live, that version of me had to die. So I haven't took a sip of alcohol since then. Then a month later, I got into sales. And when I got into sales, which is going to lead us into kind of like what we're on now, I packaged up my music, man. Like, I was in sales for 2 years. I realized, like, wow, I've been a closer my whole entire life, but I'm just good at selling me. The product is a bonus, which we'll get to when you ask me some of those questions that you already said you're going to ask. I already know what to say for that, because it's in that, man. It's you. People buy you. The product is just, you are the number one asset, your story, right? So after 2 years of being the number one sales rep, I quit. I started making podcast intros. Like, I realized that all my preparation in music, I really just needed to package up. At that job, dude, my first song, what I knew, like, I was walking in the cubicle like, I'm out here fighting chargebacks. That commission that I made, they want it all back. And everybody in there was dealing with chargebacks. So they started laughing. They were like, dude, that's a whole vibe. Like, I like that. And I was like, dude, entrepreneur music. Just messing around, making songs like, where them leads at? I'm on a mission for commission. Rev up that revenue, you know, like stuff that you and I will ride to because that's who we are. I'm about to go close this deal, you know? Why do you think these people in the street love like drug and killing it? Like, that's what they do. So that's what they feel. Music is the sound of a feeling. So that's a whole nother topic. But as I started doing this, dude, I'm an action taker. I'm all about energy and I'm all about selling me. I might not be the best at what I do, even though I'm pretty damn good, but I'm hella good at getting attention. I made a song for Billie Gene, Tim Grover, Cole Hatter, Jesse Itzler, Garrett J. White, Brian Stewart, all these people that are 7-figure earners, and I attacked them. And damn near every single one of them took the song. They let me perform at their events. I swiped my credit card. I got out there. And then it went from just making theme songs to having a production company, which is what we do now. I create these songs, or I create these funny commercials or serious commercials and help you get attention for your ad campaign. So a lot of ad agencies white label us and partner with us because they know that my videos are the car and ads are the gas. Right now, these agencies have all the gas, but they got a beat down car. So it ain't moving. But also what I realized is my videos, AKA the Lamborghini, is just a cool looking car if there's not gas in it. So literally, man, I truly feel that I am what agency owners were missing. And now we're partnering up. Did some stuff with Dan Henry. He made like 850,000. Jared Curry's crushing it. I'm partnering with a lot of people in their niches, which created home service commercials where we resell the same commercials to roofers and HVAC owners, and it's very profitable. But I'm a local cat. Like, I got that local vibe about me. I tell people, local grind, global mind. I'm out here and I'm going to make a splash on the whole entire world, but I move like a local, like I'm hungry, like I'm just a local hustler, right? So these local entrepreneurs, roofers, HVAC owners, they can't afford my big packages. So I realized I can just lease these videos out to them for a low price so they can have high quality at a low price. So agency owners now partner with us, use our videos. So that's really what I'm on, man. I'm helping the local community that way, local business owners. And then I got the big packages for the agencies. And that's who Joey Yak is. I packaged up my past, man. All that shit was preparation to what I'm doing right now.
Man, I have so many questions. Great. First off, amazing story. I love that. I love when I talk to people that are sub-niched and you created your own niche. Like, yeah. I don't know, nobody else is doing this. Like, I don't know anyone else that is, you have no competition, which is amazing. And also a lot of pressure on you because you're moving the needle as it goes, right? So before we get to that, to the business side, I'm a huge music fanatic, as you are as well. Obviously, talk about rap. I have a bunch of tattoos of my favorite artists and all that good stuff. So before we dive into like the business, I want to dive more into the music because you know that you could have given your daughter an incredible life by music. You know, you could have traveled the world. You know, a lot of the stuff that you could have done that you're doing now with music. Like, what was the reason that you quit music? Because I feel like you started, you know, you got on the first flight, you got signed. Where did music lose you? At what point? With the music industry, I shouldn't say music, but
well, the music industry lost me because I realized that in order for me to do what I need to do, you know, here's what it is. I wanted everyone to know who I was, but I didn't even know who I was. I didn't even know who Joey was or Yak Boy Fresh at the time, right? I didn't even know. Like I say, What up, y'all? Joey Yak stands for you already know. But Yak now stands for you already know. It's the same word, different meaning. It's spiritual to me now. Like I am so in tune with myself that it's like, Joey, everything that you need to do, as long as you're taking care of you and you already know what to do because my instincts trust me because I've tried and I've risked so much, bro, that if 10 people say it's raining or it's pouring outside, man, it's got to at least be sprinkling. So I tell people with my actions I take, my instincts know that it's at least sprinkling, AKA you're going to get some results, right? So what lost me was I was lost. I didn't build that foundation. Sometimes you need to figure out who you are not in order to go find out who you are. So who I knew I was not going to be was a unloyal baby dad, which I am married to my daughter's mom. I have 3 daughters now. Like that's my wife. We're in this beautiful house now. Like I'm a fucking family man. Who I am not is a unpresent father, a man whore, right? Every person that I was being at the time, addiction is what led my life, right? And I still am an addict. I just learned how to channel the energy to become a better version of me. So that's what lost me. I was chasing something that I really didn't want to run for. And when I came home and like let go and really let God take into play and like build that relationship and know who I was truly supposed to try to be, man, it's amazing on what, and this is all just 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, dude. Like entrepreneur wise, bro, it's only been 4 years. And like from where I started to 40K in debt to like, we hit over 500,000 in sales last year. And this is just me as a hustler. Like that was before I was hiring and delegating. Like that's just me full blown hustling, getting it by any means, dude. Like now I'm building machines and I'm about to be a fucking weapon.
I love it. I love your energy, Joey. It's awesome. The story is awesome. Before I have one last question about the music industry before we dive into more of the business stuff. You mentioned like you didn't really know who you were. You didn't know who you were as a person, what you stood for. You didn't, you were selling yourself, but I don't want to say there was nothing to sell, but it was hard to sell yourself when you didn't know yourself. My question to you is, isn't that what music is for? Music is to discover who you are, discover what you're about. Why? How come you didn't use music back then as a leverage to really find out?
I did, but I was tired of being broke, bro. Like I was on tour. It wasn't even about money. Like I just wanted, and it wasn't about, people, here's the problem. Like people in music, either they want to fucking win a Grammy or like actors want to win an Oscar, but like no one has ever dumbed it down to say, why can't I just make, like you're okay making 60 to 80 grand doing that bullshit job, but you're not okay making 60 to 80 grand making music? Why? Because you're not on TV and you're not famous? My job, bro, is to help people make money making music, get compensated for being creative. So like I had to just let that all go, bro. And a lot of people ask me, Joey, why don't you drop music no more? I said, because I'm not in pain. I'm not hurt. Like that music was my therapy, bro. That's why I went so far, because I was being so true to me and people felt that. But at the end of the day, you can only go so far and be so fucking broke. Like I was cracked. I was around street dudes. Like I was around, bad company corrupts good character. People. I was around the wrong people, man. That's what it was.
Let's dive now into the business. So obviously you moved into, how did you find out about entrepreneurship and leads and commission? I mean,
Check this out. So my boy Zach Babcock.
Language.
Yes, check this out. So my boy Zach Babcock, he had these tickets. I was still at my job in 2017 and selling digital marketing. And Babcock was like, yo, I got these tickets to Mark Lack's Shorten the Gap event. And I'm like, who the hell is he? And he's like, he does his personal brand and stuff. And like, I was really into the personal brand stuff, really more on the spiritual tip. I'm like, oh man, I would love to be better. Let's go. Cause he knew I had all the plugs in LA to get us a room. So I slept on my boy Scotty Springer's floor. He got us into the event. And when I got into the event, I seen like Billie Gene and I seen a couple other people speak. And I looked at Zach and I was like, I'm them. I just don't have their money yet. Like it's already done. Time hasn't caught up yet. Like I know this thing about me, dude. Like I'm just like, when I know, like you already know, bro. So like it took me like 6 months to quit that job and to go all in. But once I got activated to that world, we all live on the same planet, but we don't live in the same world, right? There's people that just know the 9-to-5 gig and go home, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, go home, get fucked up on the week. Like, you are who you are around yourself, right? And when I got opened up to that life of entrepreneurs, like that's me. That is me, right? But me getting into sales really opened up too, because then I started like listening to Grant Cardone and like sales, like, you know, learning how to close better. Like I really wanted to double down because I started making real money. When I say real money, it was like 100 grand with chargebacks, right? Like it wasn't real crazy money, but I made enough money to get me like, yo, I could crush it out here, right? So then I just started using my creativity of after I quit that job. But that's how I got into it. I went to one seminar and it unlocked my mind of like, wow, this is a thing and I'm about to fucking take advantage of it.
That's awesome. That I would say a lot of people, including myself, that was their breaking point, is going to a seminar and seeing other people that you're like, man, this motherfucker can do it. I can do that shit. There's nothing special about these people. They've just been doing it longer, more experience, and they surrounded themselves with the right people. That's how I viewed it. Greg Cardone, Ty Lopez, all of them. So you went to that seminar and then you're like, okay, this is me. I just need to make the money that they are, and I can literally do the same thing. So then where did the, what did you call it? Entrepreneur music? What did you call it again?
Entrepreneur music.
Where did that come in? Because you obviously have a music mindset, and then you're working with entrepreneurs. Did you see that they were struggling with ads? Were you watching ads and they were like,
well, at first it wasn't even for ads, bro. Like at first it was just like, I was in, you know, music is the way that I know how to communicate. Like it's how I express myself. So like when I'm at the office, like even when I had my regular job, I was like, you know, I'm out here fighting chargeback. Like, tell me where them leads at. Like everything is a song to me, like period. Like everything is a song. I sing everything. Like, hold up. Like, hello, like that's just who I am. And when I started doing those songs, I was like, man, that's what music is, bro. Like it's, you know, I was a party dude, so I made party music. And then, you know, I was a father and I made Daddy's Little Girl. Like it's just like who I am. So like that, I was in that, you know, that lane to where I just expressed myself and I started like just throwing it out there a little bit. And people were like, damn, dude, like this shit's hot. And then they would let me come perform on stage because I had the background. I used my story of having a record deal and being with Bone and like, yo, I'm not just one of these dudes out here. I do this. And everybody has that, bro. I want to say something real quick. Like there's something so fantastic in all of us and we become so familiar with it. I don't care if you're, you know, religious, relationship with higher power or not, but like in the Bible, they say Jesus was just Jesus to like his inner circle. People is, you know, oh, hey, Jesus. But when he left, you know, he was a prophet and like Jesus, like that. Something so fantastic soon becomes familiar, even Jesus, right? So with me and my music, it started to become familiar, but I realized that is what makes me fantastic. All that years of preparation, because I can make a song about, you know, I could make you a podcast. I can make you a podcast right now on the spot and you'd be like, holy fuck. I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd go upstairs and my wife would be like, I'd be like, I just made a banger. She'd be like, go take the trash out. Like it's just familiar. This is what we do, right? So I just wanted to tap that in there real quick, man, because people watching this, there's something fantastic and they're letting it become familiar because they're used to themselves. So don't let the people around you let you compress that down. Get with people like us that you're watching and listening to right now that make sure that we remind you, you are fantastic. And it might be the most simple thing. Don't overcomplicate it because you are fantastic.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I have a feeling this, in a weird way, although this is a podcast and I'm really excited to talk to people that you don't know who I was. I didn't know who you were, right? It's also like a sales pitch to me. I'm like, dude, I got to work with this guy. I feel like I can, it's gonna
here's what I tell people, man. My character outsells my content. Okay. Like
that's incredible.
And that's going to lead us into some of those questions that you are going to ask me.
Yes.
It's like I go on stage, like when I go on stage, I do this and I'm just going to do the whole thing. I'm like, what up, y'all? I'm Joey Yak. Yak stands for you already know. And if you don't know by the end of this presentation, hey, you probably never will. You know, what I do, I make entrepreneur music. And some people are like, what is entrepreneur music? And then I come in and I'm like, I had no one teach me how to start a business. I just did it. I knew my why, plus I had a vivid vision, had no formula, no process, no strategy. Bro, I'm self-made. No one else's money's backing me. It was trial and error, but I learned from my mistakes. I got these leads all in my funnel. Let the system automate. I know my closing rate. So I know how many leads it's going to take to make what I want to make. So I'm out here every day prospecting. My weapon is my melody. Bro, I don't pitch my product. I sell them me. I used to thought I would get bigger the harder I grind, but I was shooting from the hip, no target in mind. I used to want to sell to all of them. Now I know my audience. Don't matter if you got the keys, if you don't push to start the whip. I know my demographic, now I know my niche. Entrepreneur music, get used to it. About to grow this shit, and let me be for real. If you want to work with me, god damn it, I'ma close that deal. I'm Joey Yak, and Yak stands for you already know. And if you don't know by now, well, you probably never will. I do that, they go crazy, and then I tell them my story on what I told you in the beginning. Then I tell them why I told that story. It's because our stories are our number one asset. All right, you see I got energy, you see I'm entertaining, you see the music, but that is why you're gonna sell, your character will outsell your product every time.
I love you. Okay. So wait, so I have so many questions.
I'm on with it.
Did you work with Joel?
Did I work with who?
Yeah, Joel Kaplan.
Yeah, I did Agency Labs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've definitely seen it before. Yeah, I worked with Joel for like many years. I was his guy. Cool, man. So entrepreneur music. So now someone's watching this right now and they're like, okay, this sounds really cool. He makes good music. How does this help me? How does this help my my business? And then I just have a lot of business questions for you.
Totally. So here's what I do. I make sure that we create strategic campaigns. So like the problem with a lot of these videographers and these editors is that's all they are. They're videographers, they're editors. They're not businessmen. They're not salesmen. See me, I'm a hustler, baby. And I close and I know sales, but then I started making sure that I knew about
businesses,
marketing and strategy, right? So like, here's like, I hop on calls and I tell people like, this is what we're going to do. Like, I'm going to create a 3-package campaign for you, but those 3 videos, when I say that, that's front of funnel. So we do music videos, usually front of funnel, to where it's like, it's funny. You're like, holy shit. Like, yeah, it's all direct response. But at the end, you know, I say, hey, click the link below or just make sure you like our page for more funny content like this. I know you're not on social media to be sold, but here to be entertained. But when you need what we have, hopefully you remember this video, whatever, right? Then I make a video that's a retargeting ad that we target people that watch that video for 25%. And I jump up, I'm like, hey, you're watching this because I'm following you. You watch this video right here. Boom. And I put that music video back on. Boom. And then it comes to me and it's like, don't you wish that you were following your customers like that? I know it's kind of creepy. And then I have people like walk in, like they're like following them and just funny stuff, right? And then I do another campaign where it's the same strategy. Front funnel, retarget. Front funnel, retarget. Front funnel, retarget. So usually one package usually gets 6 ads, 3 front funnels, 3 retargeting, and then you also can play around with those where it's like video 2 can go to video 1 and video 1's front funnel can go to video 3 retargeting. So that's more of the media buyers thing, but I give them enough content to where they can pump that shit and they can stay on top of mine and they won't get ad fatigue, you know, for about 3 months. And then by 3 months, you know, if you made money with me and you're going to come back. Like Jared came back in about 3 weeks. He's like, oh, let's rock.
That's interesting. We're definitely gonna connect after this because right now we built a $500,000 a year business. I'm like you, but with VAs and placements. We've done everything 100% organic. So the proof is in the pudding. We work with great clients, and by the end of the year, my goal is to start running paid ads. My question is for someone that that's listening right now. Do you focus primarily on B2B? Do you also do B2C? Like, is there like a specific niche?
So here's so I completely dominate on B2B. I know how to speak to a business owner. I know how to, like, how you're feeling right now. I know how to do it, man. And it's, the best part about it, it's who the fuck I am. It's not, this is no sales pitch. This is Joey Yak. You go ask around. This is the energy you get. Or you get like, I feel like there's victory in being vulnerable. Like I am just such an open book and I'm so me. When I'm sad, I'm sad. When I'm high energy, I'm high energy. Like I'm just real and I give it my all. Like I don't give a fuck what people think. I am all of me. You like me or you hate me. And if you hate me, it's because we haven't talked yet. Because you can't hate somebody that's living in an abundance, man. Like there's so much for all of us. I can't even hate you, bro. Come here. How can I help you? Like I really am at that point. When you get to that point in life, woo! And then it becomes bad energy is not good money. So if it's not good energy, it can't even fuck with you. I don't even want your money, dog. It ain't worth it, right? So damn, where were we? Why did I go there?
Well, I was asking, you were talking about B2B and B2C.
Oh, B2B. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. B2B, that's like what I love.
That's your language.
But B2C, now what I do with these agency owners, like home service commercials. I'm about to start real estate commercials. I'm about to start insurance commercials. So like I lease these videos out. I like going the B2C route. I still sell to business owners, right? I still sell to them, but like I'm giving them the product that are going to sell to the consumer, right? So, you need a new house. Yeah. So it's, but it's consistent. I'm trying to help them become like local celebrities and stuff like that. We do B2C all day. It just takes longer. It's not a one campaign. It's more of like, hey man, you got to have some dough. You got to be able to play. I can make dog poop cool, bro. I am not playing.
The reason I agree with you, Joey, the reason B2Cs come place is because the average person that you're advertising for has such a different background. Like they can be a $60,000 a year income earner, then a $20,000 family, no family. Like agencies, it's just agencies. Whether you have family or not, like you're an agency owner. But I totally get that.
When they say the riches are in the niches, that's real shit.
That is 100% real shit. But as we wind down here the last 10 to 13 minutes, I want to talk about your hiring experience, because you mentioned something that got me tingly in all the best ways possible. You mentioned you were kind of, I don't know if you were necessarily stagnant, but maybe you were not super all in until you started delegating some of your processes. Talk to me about that. What was your first hiring? What do you delegate?
I realized I read that book, Who Not How, right? And it really, because like I said, man, like it was very hard for me to duplicate the energy, the passion, like, but that was just an excuse, right? Like I realized real quick that I'm the visionary. I always say, like, I'm out here making studio CEOs. Like I always used to say I'm a studio CEO. And I realized real quick, CEO does not mean what it really means. Like I'm not a good CEO. Like I had to step down from home service commercials because I was about to burn it down. So I had to step down. So I didn't burn it down. CEO stands for creative energy only. Like I'm the visionary. I needed an integrator, right? So like for all the visionaries out there that are making shit happen and that are hustlers and like, dude, I didn't have a CRM until last year. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just hustling at all, no automations, nothing, right? No paid ads, nothing. I tell people this too, man. And I'll be real. If you can't go make it happen word of mouth, I mean, like, you got to go make it happen and build those relationships and make this shit happen before you do paid ads. Because it goes word of mouth. It is. And you can do both. But I'm saying like me, like if I just realized like I bootstrapped this shit. I was willing by any means, dude. Like I wasn't relying on paid ads. Like I relied on building those relationships that last, and really getting this street cred of like, this dude's the real fucking deal. He ain't no, guy that got money just backing him. That's why on that song, I'm self-made. No one else's money was backing me. Now I just brought on a partner that threw about 30 grand in and like, we just let it sit in the account. Like little stuff is happening now to where I don't need to be self-made. Like I can use my own money or I can get partners and shit, which I am big on having strategic partnerships, man. I am really big on that. But as far as hiring, so I just literally, dude, in January, we started home service commercials and it was just me doing everything. And I hired one guy and he was a sales rep and I was desperate. Like I needed him. And what I realized on the hiring tip is I was looking to hire another me when you have to build from the within, right? I couldn't find that because the people like me are out there doing their thing. Now, what I needed to do is just continue being all of me and being the glow and putting myself out there, which I was already doing, and it will attract people. And then you have to let people know, like, but I also didn't know what I wanted to hire for. So I brought my boy Danny on, which is my operations manager, and he does some sales, right? Like we're at the point where
Danny. Shout out
to Danny. Yeah, oh, that's my guy, dude. Like he is running home service commercials, bro. Running that shit. And I feel like he's closing some Joey Yak deals now, right? So my first thing was, all right, I need operations, I need real systems, real process, and I need SOPs like documented so we're never going to be able to scale. I damn near scale too fast. I realized like with the home service commercials, like, damn, dude, I'm over here. Like my churn is high because I'm not a customer service dude. So like, I'm also a guy though, dude, and I recommend this. I sell and build while I sell, right? Because one thing Ed Milet taught me, processes and all that aren't taught, they're caught. So in the beginning, I said, okay, I did it. I fucked it up. I learned process. So that's what I did for the first 3-4 months, trying by myself, but Danny really came in. And then now my girl, Katie, that's been with me since the J Fresh days. I'm talking like, now I'm bringing childhood homies into the mix of like, let me show you how we live. Right? Like we hang out and stuff, but like, I'm still just Joey. Like I'm Yakway Fred. Like, come here. Let me show you what we're building. The people around you are going to be the most familiar with you, So don't let that, like the best relationships I have, bro. And I see us being on like continuing a relationship is online. Like some of my most homies I've met one time, maybe in person. So, people need to start being producers online instead of consumers as well. But hiring wise, man, I was trying to find me, which is another visionary, which I found somebody with the same drive and the same hunger and the same motivation. And he's been watching me for 20 years and he had 18 years experience in sales and operations and stuff. So I just knew, like, I listened to my gut too. I said, hey, this guy definitely did not work. And I'm gonna show you why. But this guy's been working. He's been making, man. He's on pace to make over 100 grand this year and just grinding with me. So it's cool to see like other people can close me for me and let me just do what I do best. It's really focusing on what I do best. And that's getting on stage. It's doing stuff like this. It's creating the concept, making songs and attacking people, bro. Like I attack Dan Henry, dude. I made Dan Henry a song, gave it to him. And in the song, like in the video proposal that I presented, it was like, hey man, here's how we should do the video, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, 1 month later, I had 15 grand from him. And now I got a testimonial from him that he's made 850,000 from it, right? So it's being the glow with these hiring aspect, man. And I'll tell you what, dude, just being you, dude. Like, I don't want a huge team, bro. I don't. But you got to lead from the front. You got to be somebody. What's up?
I wanted to ask you, like, how big is it right now?
Dude, I got one sales guy. I got one customer support. I got one editor. I got one videographer, and I got an artist that does a little back and forth stuff with me. And a couple contractors, but dude, we're like 5, maybe 10 deep. I got actors that are just contracted, not on salary, nothing, but they make shit. Even just on a side gig acting, sometimes $3 grand a month of doing what they love. That's what I'm on, man. You know, and as I see this thing, I'm at the point now where everything's dialed in to where I look at everybody. I'm like, let's go move. Let's go insurance commercials, real estate commercials. Let's go partner with these people and just be the white labeled company and make millions of fucking dollars being creative. And Yak Agency is for the agency owners. I'm going to have artists. I got 2 females. I got another artist. I got a black artist. I got a white one. I got a punk rock. I got a country. Like, I'm going to have all the artists on my shit with Yak Agency. And we're going to make music for these business owners. And I'm going to teach them how to craft that message so they know that, holy shit, I got to buy this and make an ROI, you know? It's bigger than me, bro. It's bigger, but keep going with hiring. I'm sorry, I'm passionate.
No, you're good. You're good. We have about 5 minutes left, and I want to make sure we hit the last couple of questions here. I want to give you a few scenarios about hiring, and I want to see where you are with your business right now. Obviously, things are working. You got referrals, testimonies to work with freaking Dan, the man, Henry. I want to give you a few examples and just where you are right now, not where you were when you first started, not where you're going to be. But as we sit today, August 17, 2022, how would you react to these? So the first scenario, Joey, is
I'm listening.
If you're on an interview with someone, okay, and their credentials are blowing you away, right? They've worked for all these huge people, Ed Milet, Cole Hatter, all that stuff. But the interview is incredibly underwhelming. You've done a couple interviews. You're just like, for what you're looking for, they're not there. It doesn't seem like they have it. But the resume says that they have it. On paper, they have it. Do you hire or do you fire? Meaning you don't hire them at all.
Where I am in business, I would not hire them. I need people because if I'm not feeling that from them, I don't give a fuck if you just graduated high school. If you got that because like I said, people, you got to build those people, but you can't teach drive. You can't teach hunger and motivation. Like, you only can be the glow and say, and attract those type of people that want what you have. So you just lead them to who they want to become. They're not following you. They're following to the potential version of themselves that they could create if they rock with you. You know, it's bigger than business. I don't care about credentials, you know, and that's why I know you said where I am now, but who knows, maybe a mentor will teach me later on that it might, you know, you're supposed to hire people that are smarter than you, right? But I don't know, man. Like, I don't care about really the ROI in that. I'm on the ROE, the return on energy. I don't really care, dude. Like, my energy is more important because I'm not just a business owner. I got to also remember that I'm a present father and a loyal husband. And if it takes too much energy, then my family gets what's left of me. You know, you got to think even bigger than business. Now, if you're somebody that just is growing, scaling, that it might be a different answer, but for me, that's what it is. Yeah, so
you are very big on culture, it seems like. For you, culture and that having that is everything.
We ride or die together. Like, that's what it is. We ride and fucking die.
I love it. I mean, you answered my other question too. If they were a great culture fit, but they have zero experience for you, like where you are today, you said that it doesn't matter. So I absolutely love that. I'll give you one last one, and not necessarily a scenario, but like you mentioned that you don't want to have a big team, right? And I totally get that. Do you feel like the team that you have right now is able to take you to where you want to get to? Or do you think that you need a lot to hire more people? Like, how big do you feel like you need to have your team in order to get to the goal you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, so as of right now, I know we have every duck in the row of foundation. That was the first step. all right, where, you know, there's no holes in the buckets. Like we could go start this over here and hand it off to somebody with the teams. And if they fit the culture, right, I could continue doing what we're doing right now. We'd be fine, you know, and we'll continue to grow. And just with the team we have, maybe probably say a little stagnant, like, you know, content right here. Obviously that's not the plan. I just know that I have the person that's going to run my customer service at the top. I have my ops. I basically have my CEO and my editor. Like I have my tiers of my departments that I want. Now it's just funneling people in like that are culture fit. You know, I don't, you know, I'm doing a deal right now where it's a done for you kind of, and I like it. But what I don't like is I didn't pick the sales guy. You know, I didn't, like, it's their team. I love them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, it's not the, you know, I need that culture, you know, like even with VAs and stuff like that. My boy Brandon Spears, who runs my ads for the B2B side of things, that's my guy. That's my guy. He's the one that helped me get into the HVAC space, man. That's my guy. Man, like, he's the man.
On a separate note, you gotta come visit me and Jose in Medellin, Colombia, because I'm cool with Jose
definitely.
As well. So, like,
yeah, Jose's cool people. With Brandon, so like he even let me use one of his teammates before, and it was just VA, like, you know, overseas and stuff. And you know, the only VAs I ever worked with is like they barely could speak English and stuff like that. And like who I talked to, like she was like spoke better English than me. And like, right. I'm like, wow. And like her work ethic, I was like, wow, like I need one of you, you know. But like, I guess it's one of those things that I just don't want my business to get to a point where I'm not vetting the
talent
or the talent and maybe we will, but like the people that are hiring, they know, like, don't bring this type of person around. And it might even be kind of judgy, but it's protecting the culture, man. It really is. Like I've had team members before, bro, that I kind of had I don't want to say pushed them away, but we just felt it. Like they felt it, I felt it, and it was just like, it's kind of a cancer.
Yeah, no, I've been there, bro. We've hired over 300 people, so I know like what that looks like. We hired 4 people yesterday for our clients, so I've been there, done that, my friend. I have last 3 questions for you, man, and then I'll let you go. And they're 3 completely different questions, but I think it'll be a full circle. The first one is, you mentioned you close Go High Level, which is fucking huge, like incredible. Congratulations, that's incredible. Like literally the best CRM in the agency space. How do you close someone like that? What does it take if someone's watching this right now and they're looking to get into partnerships, right? You're like, I'm all about strategic partnerships. I want to, you know, I'm with Agency Lab. I have Jared Curry. I have this. I have Dan Henry. What does it take to partner up with a big player? Do you think you can do that when you start? Do you think it takes time to build yourself up? Like, what are your tips for that?
Check this out. My first client was Billie Gene, and the reason why it was is because he was like, he could rock with me. Like, for one, the person that you work with has to fit you, and they have to like, yeah, like it just makes sense, right? And I made a song. I had my videographer come. I started my business in a fucking RV, bro, in my backyard. I lived in a very, very small house, 2 bed, 1 bath, like 800 square foot, with my brother's RV in the backyard. We started making some money. I built a 12 by 10 or 10 by 12 shed with walls in it. And like, that was my office. I called it the BB, backyard business. And like, I would be like, what up, y'all? I'm in the backyard business. Like I was owning where I was and who I was. I wasn't like stunting or flexing. Like, no, I live in this small ass house, and look at me. I'm a fucking hustler. And I got that goddamn shed in my backyard. I hauled it here. I got a beautiful house now. Billy, I stole his footage from YouTube, and I blended it with my music video so it looked like we did it together. And I fucking posted that thing so many times on Facebook that Billy called me and was like, I got $600 for you. I said, keep your $600, just post my song. He posted it. Next week, I made $3,000. I haven't stopped since. Like it was on then, you know?
Just putting yourself
I put myself out there. Here's the thing, like, don't ask for permission. You have to go and take action and make shit happen. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't close them, you still left them an impression of basically you have to do what you say. So let's say you build funnels. Don't come at me and say you can build me a funnel. Come at me with the funnel built, period. Hey, I made you this funnel, joeyakexample.com. So buy the domain, present it, take time, and then you approach them with the closing. So how I closed High Level last week, bro, in Costa Rica when I was at the Commitment Summit, which I snuck on stage there because I made him a song. I don't give a fuck how big I get. I give, and I approach people in a way that you can't say no. I make you a song. And in the video, like I do closing videos, and I think I'm gonna start teaching people how to do this because like you shouldn't be texting and emailing because people read it in the emotion that they're feeling. Like if I say, what are you doing? And you're in a bad mood, you might read it as like, what are you doing? Rather than me get on the video like, yo, what's up? Yo, what are you doing? You're gonna smile. I'm gonna create emotion out of you, right? So I tell people you need to be doing on video so people can feel the custom, and you can do it. I do all my shit with my cell phone, you know, like I'm telling you what, if you come to me, you're like, Joey, I want a recruiting video, like to get more VAs or like to get these businesses, you're going to get a fucking closing video and you'll see what's good. And you'll like, it's crack. I tell people once you go yak, you never go back, baby. It's like crack. You're going to watch it. You're going to swipe that card. We're going to grind. But it's approaching them in a way that is the product's already finished. People don't have time to like, you know,
get on sales calls.
They don't see the vision. If you see the vision and you know you truly have something that's going to help them get attention or save them time and save them money, present them with it already done, bro. Period. So high level, I made the song in my hotel room in Costa Rica. I heard he was there, Chase. And I said, all right, bet. I got whole day from Dope Marketing, my girl Kristen from Email to Inbox, like they're there. So like I made Chase a song and Kristen wanted to introduce me to Chase. And I was like, perfect. I walk in there. I said, Chase, how you doing, man? I think what you guys are doing with High Level is fucking amazing. This might seem weird, but listen to this. Press play. It's the fucking song that I made for them. He said, Dropbox that to me right fucking now. Dropbox it to him. See me in the airport the next day. He was like, bro, the team loves it. His co-founder, Robin, hit me up, which I'm about to get on the call with them in about 10 minutes, and was like, dude, we love this. So like, that's what I'm on after this is a call with High Level to see like what deal we can make for Joey Yak to be their production company that makes their ads, that does their ads for their events, that basically is like Joey Yak is trying to be damn near the face of High Level's ads. That's what it is, bro. Because I want every agency owner to see what's good in the world.
Yeah, I love that. Dude, do I have your permission to make a video about what you just said?
You can do all this, bro. Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful.
Send me a copy of this too, because like I'll have my team chop up little edits and stuff, but we'll hop. Is there any other questions before we move on from there?
So I have one last question in your plugins. Last question for you is, if you had to restart, because it sounds like you had a crazy journey, insane journey. And obviously I ask this all the time. People are like, I wouldn't change a thing. I get it. We're at where we are supposed to be, but we probably could have been there faster somehow, some way. And there's always things that you could have changed. But if there's one thing that you could have changed in the beginning of your journey, right? Maybe if it's even before your entrepreneurship, maybe before your music career, whatever the case is, what would that one thing be? What's the one thing that you feel like, it's almost like the butterfly effect. I feel like that's what I like to call it. Is there one thing that you in your head that's like, this is the one thing I would change if I could have restarted?
I mean, I would have quit drinking way faster. I would have, but like, I know nothing changed a thing, but like everything does happen for me, dog, not to me. So like,
I agree.
Let's say just business aspects, since this is HirexFire, is like, I would have hired sooner, but I came from a scarcity mindset. So like all the money was my money. And I just felt like I couldn't afford to pay people when I really could. But like I said, I came from that scarcity mindset. So I would want to trap all the money and keep all the money and, oh, I'll do this. But in the beginning, you might need to do that, but you're going to go through a phase of like, you want to hold the money because it's scarcity. And then you're also going to go through a phase where you self-sabotage to where you have this imposter syndrome of like, why would people want to follow me? Or am I even a good leader? Or like, do I really want the weight on my shoulder of like, you know, hiring people and like, you know, I'm responsible for these people. Am I just an entrepreneur? Like, you get all those questions of that. And I think as time goes on, you start to feel like, okay, now I'll take action. But if I could tell myself back then, hey, bro, you're the real motherfucking deal. Every dollar that you get, pay your bills. And the next, you know, if your bills are $5 grand, $3 grand, 10 grand, you take that, you pay that. Every dollar other than that, you don't put in ads, you go put in relationships. And I would have kept giving. The way that I closed and the way that I approached people was, I wouldn't change a fucking thing. Because I'm out here just getting it and showing people I'm willing to work, I'm willing to grind, I'm willing to hustle. And if you don't work with me, your competition probably will, because I'm out here.
I love it. Well, guess what? We're gonna be working together very soon.
Do it, bro.
Joey, we're gonna plug in your social medias. If people wanted to find out more about what you do, how you do it, where do they go? What should they do to hit you up or your team?
Joey.yak on Instagram, Joey Yak Peeper on Facebook, Joey Yak on Facebook as well. I'm not really on TikTok. I'm not even on Twitter right now. I'm a personal dude. hit me in my DM. Let's talk. If you're somebody on here that sales, you really need to learn how to attack. I'm coming up with this program called Attack Like Yak, and like showing people how to close the way that I close on video, you know, providing value, even if it's like just a logo video that you get off Fiverr. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you do, so it'd be more of a coaching thing and helping them. But Joey.yak everything, man. And if you guys want to work with me, go to yakagency.com/scale. And we can grind, you know, if you're an agency owner. But if you just want to work in general, you know, go to Yak Agency, homeservicecommercials.com. I have a ton of shit, but you'll find me if you look.
Cool. Joey, closing out the HirexFire episode. I appreciate you, my friend, and we'll definitely stay in touch. And thank you guys again for listening to another episode of HirexFire. Let's go.
You already know.